Hey everybody, it's Greg and Kayla back for another episode of the Greg and Kayla Show. And this month, we're talking all things happy classrooms. So hey Kayla.
Hey Greg. So good to be back. We missed everybody.
I know, it's good to finally be back together.
Yeah.
So let's talk happy classrooms. You want to go first?
Sure. So
all things happy classrooms. So, hey Kayla. Okay.
Oh, hi, Greg.
Sorry. A little bit of a delay. We'll get rid of that.
Okay, so Greg and I have both this week either been on like a guest on a show or Greg had his own show, and we were talking about happy classrooms, and we started happy classrooms last summer. It was right before TPT Vegas, and we were just seeing a lot of negativity about teaching and generally in education on social media, on TV, on everywhere. And we were just thinking like this has to stop, because it's not teachers who are sharing these things, because obviously like in your classroom, if you have like a bad lesson, you don't broadcast that on social media, right? So it's like not teachers who are doing this, it was like other people who are in charge of the media. And we said we just need to fix this. And so Greg and I came up with the hashtag happy classrooms, and we're encouraging every person, whether you're a principal, whether you're a teacher, whatever your job is in education, to tweet one positive thing that happened in your school or your classroom every day using hashtag happy classrooms. And I'll let you maybe talk a little bit more.
Okay. So like Kayla said, we got to talking about it over the summer. We finally got to meet face to face at the TPT and the SDE conference in Vegas.
Yeah.
So we started like going back and forth, trying to come up with a name, because we both were so passionate about this, and we get so fired up about this. When you go on social media or when you turn on the news, so often all you hear is this negative, all of the things that teachers are doing wrong, and all of the things that we're doing to fail the kids, and how horrible it is, and schools are awful, and you see all these news stories about teachers that are doing horrible, awful things. And
yes.
The thing is that we know that in our classrooms, we are doing amazing, phenomenal things every single day. And not only that, but we know that our kids are doing amazing, phenomenal, incredible things every day. But nobody knows that because no one's talking about it.
Yes.
So me and Kayla got to talking, and we realized that the only way to change that conversation, and the only way to take that conversation back, was if the people who are in those classrooms take over the conversation. And people in the classrooms are us, the teachers, the principals, the administrators, the coaches. We're the ones who see the amazing things that that's happening every single day. And the only way that conversation changes is if we change it. It's time that we speak up, and it's time that we start sharing more of the happy classrooms that's happening every single day. No one's going to do it for us, so we have to do it. So Kayla and I got to talking. And we decided to start this Happy Classrooms mission. And I think that's really what we've decided it is. We're on a mission to change this conversation and to really change the world of education. And so we went back and forth with all of these hashtags that we wanted to use. We kept coming up with different ones. And we finally settled on Happy Classrooms. And so that's kind of how Happy Classrooms was born. It's something that we're both passionate about, and you can probably tell it gets me a little fired up. And so here we are. And so then we decided to take our little show on the road. And so now we have our Greg and Kayla show. And so this week we wanted to come on and talk about Happy Classrooms, kind of why we started it, and what we hope we can accomplish with it, and what we need from all of you. So I'll let Kayla talk a little bit more about that.
Perfect. Okay, so kind of what we need from you is we need your help. Since we started the hashtag, like it's thousands and thousands of posts, both on Instagram and Twitter. Like you can't count them on Twitter. Instagram tells you how many posts, and last time I checked, it was over 6,000, which is good. But there's no reason that like on Twitter that it shouldn't be trending. Like it should be trending every single day. Like there should be so many tweets coming from around the world that it's trending like every day. Yeah. And so what's kind of cool, like when Greg and I first launched the hashtag, like it was summer, wasn't it? Or no, was it this fall?
Right at the beginning of the school year.
Yeah, I want to say like beginning. So we started Greg and Kayla in the summer, and then Happy Classrooms right before school. And like right away, there was a tweet from Australia And I was like, oh my God. I texted Greg like, oh my God, it's a global hashtag. Like we did it. And we're so excited because literally if you look on Happy Classrooms, there are tweets from around the world, not just like United States and Canada, that are sharing positive, amazing things happening in education. And that's so cool. But we need more. Like we're so thankful and so happy for the tweets that we have, like, and for the Instagram posts because it's uplifting. Like if you have a really stinky day in your classroom because it happens, or you just didn't work like today, you can look at that hashtag. You can see so many cool, positive things that are happening around the world in classrooms. And then you feel like, okay, you can find the one nugget that was awesome in your classroom that day. And then you can focus on that one good thing and share it out. So for me, it's helped me be really intentional about like finding the good in every day, because there's good in every day and good in almost every minute. Like, but just being really intentional about finding the good and then sharing that good out. So we need your help. We have a lot of tweets. We have a lot of Instagram posts, but we haven't had it trending on Twitter yet. And we're just like, we want it trending on Twitter. So we need help from you.
Right. And the thing is that when you think about how many people there are 40-something people watching right now, and that keeps going up and down. We keep getting up to 50. Now we're up to 50.
Okay.
So that's 50 people watching. So if we go tell all of our friends, that's 100 people. And if they tell their friends, and it just multiplies and multiplies and multiplies. Mm-hmm. And especially those of us with, a blog or, a following on social media. If all of these teachers and all of these people in education were to jump on board and start using that hashtag Happy Classrooms, it would trend on Twitter and would legitimately go global. Like
instantly. It doesn't take that much.
And the thing is, imagine if that's happening and if that's trending on social media, on Twitter, on Facebook, on Instagram, guess what? We've changed the conversation, and people start to realize that what they're hearing about education isn't true, because they're not hearing the real story. They're hearing what people want you to hear. Mm-hmm. It's up to us to take that back, and it's up to us to share with the world the great things happening every day in our classrooms. Mm-hmm. And how do we do that? And I know a lot of people are like, yeah, but we don't have a voice. We don't have a voice. But we do have a voice. It's social media. We're all on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter. Mm-hmm. All we have to do is leverage that power with the hashtag Happy Classrooms. Mm-hmm. Once we all start doing that, that's our voice. And those voices and our voice as one collective voice, we change the conversation. And once we change the conversation, imagine what can happen to our schools and our classrooms and what can happen to education. We truly are changing education with this hashtag and with this mission. We just need more help, and we need to do it. We need everybody. Not only do we need you posting every day with the hashtag Happy Classrooms, but we need you spreading the word about Happy Classrooms so everyone will know about it and everyone will get on board.
Mm-hmm. Do you want to talk really quick about the signs?
Yes. Let me see if I can find mine.
Okay. How about I talk about it while you look?
Okay.
Okay. So Greg and I started the hashtag, and then we just quickly developed like a little poster to post. Well, actually, it was like a graphic for Instagram and Facebook and social media to just be like, hey, Happy Classrooms. Here's what it is, and you should share with us. And then like it kind of went viral, and a lot of people now are like, where can we get that poster? And so we're like, okay, we'll make it into a poster. So that's a poster that you can hang up now. And so like, one of my favorite Happy Classrooms tweets was actually a teacher. I think she's in Texas, and she was like, I just printed a whole bunch of these Happy Classrooms and I just put them all over my school. And I was like, that's awesome. Like she put them in staff rooms, outside of classrooms, like their whole school is doing it, which is really cool. And I love that she was really proactive and that she just did that. And so Greg actually has the posters linked, I think, on your Facebook.
Yes, and I will post those again. So here's what it looks like. Kayla made these for us.
Yeah, now they're posters. That's funny.
Yeah. So
so it just says, like, you want to read it?
Yeah, it says hashtag Happy Classrooms. Share one positive thing happening in your classroom or school each day to your social media accounts using this hashtag. So Kayla, we actually have it as a PDF file and as a PNG image file.
Yeah.
And I love that idea that lady just printed them.
I know.
Them out. I have one outside of my classroom door, but now I think I'm going to print a bunch of them and post them around the school and start trying to get more people at my school on board.
Yeah, so one thing that actually wasn't even my idea, it was totally my students' idea. So like if you follow me on social media, you know my students are in second grade, they're like highly active on social media. Like we have a classroom Twitter account, we have a classroom Instagram account, like they are hashtag bosses, like they love hashtags and emojis. Those are their
And I love it when I go to Instagram and they've liked a bunch of my stuff.
Oh yeah,
That always
totally.
makes me
Like
so
the
happy.
people that we follow, yeah, they'll literally go through and click like on all your things because they like all your stuff, which is funny depending on who it is that's doing it that way. But okay, so it was like this fall, and we have district hashtags, and then I was like promoting Happy Classrooms, and I talked to my kids about what it is, and it's sharing happy things that we're learning and things that we're doing, and maybe things that other teachers would want to know about, and so they've kind of taken that on because they want to be like advocates for good stuff happening in our rooms, and they love sharing it and when other people see it. And so I had I think it was my Instagrammer or my tweeter of the day, and I had the hashtags like written on a sticky note for her, and she was walking around like doing her stuff, and then she would put the hashtags on her tweets or her posts or whatever. Then pretty soon like the sticky note was missing, and I was like, okay, this is not very like productive or efficient because I'm like rewriting them. And so she's like, why don't you just post them on your wall? And I was like, that's a brilliant idea. So like in huge letters, I have our 2 district hashtags and then our hashtag Happy Classrooms in like huge block letters up in the classroom. So it's never lost anymore. And it's just a really good reminder to tag their tweets and their Instagram posts with it. So if you can post it somewhere in your room, it's a good reminder. Like that works for me. But like Greg said too, like he's got it posted right outside his door, and I bet at least one person has stopped by and been like, "What is this? Can you
absolutely.
This?" So yeah, print the posters or just put up hashtag Happy Classroom somewhere in your classroom, and that helps remind me too. And so you'll see at least one Instagram and one tweet every day from my kids, stuff that they're doing that they think is good for Happy Classrooms.
And somebody, I actually have the YouTube, the chat pulled up so I can see what people are saying there.
Perfect.
And, let me find it again. Carissa says, email them to everyone on your team. That's a great idea. Like if you don't want to print them, you just email them to everybody.
Yeah.
And when we post them, I'll post them on my Facebook page when we finish the show, and then Kayla can share it. And then not only can you download your own, but share that link out also so that people have access to that and can see the posters and can get the message that way.
Yeah, so we'll share it, and I can tweet it too. I'll just put them in my like my Google Drive, and then I'll just tweet a link and make it open so anybody can have that too.
Yeah.
Twitter and Facebook will be good places to get the poster, and just also to like share. You can share it on Facebook too. Like there's some actually awesome posts, Greg, that I forget to talk about, like right on Facebook that people are tagging.
Yeah,
which I always feel like it's so like taboo because it's Facebook and there's no hashtags on Facebook, but now there kind of is. And it's cool to look on there too. There's some really good posts from some really good teacher pages.
And that's the thing, is like it's whatever social media you're comfortable with. If it's Facebook, if it's Twitter, if it's Instagram, whatever you're posting on, whatever social media you use.
Yes.
Post every day something positive. And the thing is it doesn't have to be this big, huge, extravagant, production or show, or, oh my God, we did this big, massive thing. It could be the littlest thing. I saw somebody earlier today with the hashtag, and he talked about a little boy who had been really shy and timid. And finally today, the little boy reached out and took his hand. I'm like, it's those kinds of things that people need to hear. Those are the things that people need to know that are happening, because we work so hard to build those relationships with those kids. And people don't understand that we can't teach them to read and to write and count and do all of that stuff until we've built that relationship. So we need to be doing more of that. We need to let people see that not only are we giving your kids, teaching them academics, but more importantly, we care about these kids and we love them, and we love them hard. And we're doing everything we can to provide them with the best education possible, a safe, loving, caring environment so that they can grow and thrive and flourish. But we have to start using our voices.
Because and like Greg just said, like anything from like the little boy who finally reached out for this guy's hand, or like a little kid who finally kindergarten, like tying their shoes, if they've been battling that all year and they finally tie their shoe, like that's a big deal. Like you tweet that out, and like I always say, like, what's ordinary to you might be extraordinary to someone else. Like, everything is shareable. Like, there's nothing that you're going to post to Happy Classrooms and be like, why did they post that? Like, that's not going to happen. Like, everything is shareable. And everything happening in our schools is a big deal. Like, that's a big deal. And so, like, what might seem ordinary to you is probably really extraordinary to somebody else. So share that out. You are the voice for your classroom. And so you need to be sharing that out. And the other thing, like, that I always talk about, this is kind of like with like branding / digital citizenship, but it also applies to this, is like, would you rather be the person telling the story about your classroom and your life, or would you rather have somebody else telling that story for you?
Amen.
So I think we just have to be really active, because you are your voice, and everything is shareable. And so just whether it's the kid who finally tied their shoe, or we completed our 30th hour of code, like whatever it is, it doesn't matter if it's big or small, like everything is shareable.
And the thing, and I posted a quote earlier this week that says that teachers are the CEOs of our classroom. Well, not only are we the CEOs, but we need to be our own public relations person. Nobody's going to do it for us. So it's up to us to be the public relations and to tell our story. It's our story. We own it. We need to tell the story. Trina, over here in the YouTube chat, had a really good idea.
Okay.
And she says that at the end of the day, she usually asks her kids what their favorite part of the day was. And so she's going to incorporate their responses into her Happy Classrooms post. And then she goes on to say, what about the idea of having the kids coming up with something to post? So, even at the end of the day, having your kids come up with a Happy Classrooms post.
I like that.
And then somebody just asked about being careful not to use names. And I know Kayla and I both have our kids on our social media and our blogs and everything. Yeah. It really depends on, like, I have permission from my administrator. I have releases for all of the kids. And I know Kayla does also. Yeah. So, that really depends on your school and how that works. But the thing is that we've talked about this before. You don't have to post pictures or names of the kids. You can post their work with their names covered up. It doesn't even have to be a picture. You can just put, you can tell the story of what happened. You can put up the positive moment and just use the hashtag Happy Classrooms. So you don't necessarily have to use the kids' pictures or names. If you can, that's great. Yeah.
Also, like, just to piggyback on that really quick, on my blog, top.teaching.com, under freebies, I have an editable, not edible, editable.
Somebody's hungry.
Yeah, seriously. I just got it too. Twitter permission form, and I think Blogger permission form is on there too. Maybe Instagram, I gotta look. But if you're looking to get your kids on there, my classroom Twitter is @tweetingtopdogs, and then Instagram is @topdogkids. And so those are just good examples to show administration too of, like, here's what it looks like, here's what they do, and sharing the story, which is a whole another show, is social media for classrooms and how we use it. Right. But those forms are on my blog if you need a free form. Otherwise, like Greg said, instead of just saying, like, Steve tied his shoe today and he's been learning it or working on it all year, like, you could say, a little boy did this, like, and just use hashtag Happy Classrooms. That would be, I mean, you don't have to use their name, but it's good if you can. And if you can't, that's okay.
Right. So we have just a few more minutes. So I think what we'll do now is we're going to kind of scroll through the hashtag on Twitter and Instagram.
That's exactly what I'm doing.
Yeah. So we're just gonna share some of the posts that pop out to us.
Yeah, we want to give some shout outs to some people who are doing really cool things with Happy Classrooms.
Let's see. Hashtag Happy Classroom students admiring their own writing and stating, and I quote, "Man, I am a good writer. I love the confidence." So thank you, Danielle Brown, for tweeting that out. That's phenomenal.
Such a good one.
That's phenomenal.
Yes. That's such a good one. Let's do Mrs. High's class. Ask me how we have practice classifying this week. Hashtag science is cool. Hashtag Happy Classrooms. And it's a little boy smiling with his little classifying paper.
Oh.
Good one.
I saw one a few minutes ago about teaching about weather, and they were actually using the radar. They were in California, and they were using the radar of all the rain that's happening. So they're taking what's actually happening and using that in their lessons and tweeting that with Happy Classrooms. Oh, here's a good one. Happy Classrooms, time for dueling laminators.
Yes.
Totally happy classrooms.
That is totally happy classrooms. I don't know how to say this lady's last name. I'm probably going to say it wrong, but Daphne Simrol. Student-led learning at its best. Collaboration and research. Hashtag learn like a pirate. Hashtag happy classrooms. It's these kids working together on computers, and there's a group of 3 kids working together. That's a really good one.
Let's see.
There's a few on here with Go Noodle.
Yeah, I've seen a lot
Anything
of Go
with
Noodle.
Go Noodle is hashtag happy classrooms.
Right? How do you not have a happy classroom if you have Go Noodle?
Yeah, you have to. Yeah.
Here's one, 4th grade STEM, creating video, touchcast videos to describe oobleck. That's from Jared Groller, so that's a good one.
Yeah. Margaram Rockstars, filling out what makes us happy. They were doing a Padlet, happy classrooms. That one I think was written by a kid. That's really cool.
Love it. Let's see. A lot of art projects that people have posted that their kids have done with happy classrooms. And I love that because I think our kids need to be doing more art projects and being allowed to be more creative. So anytime you've got art and creativity in the classroom, that's definitely a happy classrooms.
Okay, this one is probably like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna hold it together when I read this. This is a really good one. Sarah Melchow, I think. I want to say she's in Minnesota. No, Wisconsin. Okay. The best letter you can get from a student that had struggles in kindergarten and didn't like school. Hashtag happy classrooms. Hashtag first chat. It says, Dear Mrs. Melchow, you are the best teacher ever. You are my favorite teacher ever. You are the best teacher in the whole world. You are the best teacher. It's like a little letter printed by this kid. That is happy classroom.
That's amazing.
That's one that you could probably frame for later.
Right.
Let's each say maybe one more.
I'm going to try to find the picture that I used yesterday on my Periscope.
Oh, yeah. That's a really good one.
I don't see it.
Maybe I'll find it. It was a really good one. Oh, my gosh.
So as we're kind of scrolling through and trying to find some of these, just remember, we're all in this together. And the only way we can affect any kind of change is if we stick together and if we support each other and take care of each other. And one of the best ways to do that now is hashtag happy classrooms. And so what we need you to do, not only do we want you posting on social media every day something positive from your school or your classroom, use the hashtag happy classrooms, but we really, we want you to also help spread the word. So we're going to post the posters and the picture so that you can share it and use it. But really go out and tell all of your coworkers, your teammates, your teacher friends, post it on social media. Let's really, really make this mission. Let's really get it to explode. Let's make it trend on Twitter. When I was talking about this on my Periscope show yesterday, on Monday, on the iTeach TV network, a couple of people kept commenting Oprah and Ellen. Why not? Why can't we be as big as Oprah and Ellen with hashtag happy classrooms?
Seriously.
And when it happens, we can go be on Ellen.
And then if we get on Ellen, we're totally going to dance. We're doing the dance thing.
Totally. We will totally. So there we go. Let's get this trending.
Ellen, we want you. We
want
you on your show.
That's right. Let's get Ellen on board, and then me and Kayla will go on Ellen and dance.
Done right, and done.
Done. That's it. So really, please share. Please join the mission, and let's take over the conversation. Let's change the conversation about education from the negative to the positive. Let's show the world what teachers are truly made of, and what our kids are doing, and let's show them the truth in education, and that's what's happening in our classrooms, not what they see on the news every day.
Perfect.
All right, so I'm going to try to share this. So on Monday, I was scrolling through the hashtag on Twitter, and I came across this post, and I think that, and it gets me, even just looking at it.
I can't even watch.
I think that this poster, like this, truly sums up what Happy Classrooms is all about, because this little girl has, look at her. Can you see it?
Yes.
Okay, that right there is pure joy and happiness. And that's what we should be striving for in our classrooms every day. And that's what the world needs to see. They need to see that our kids, not only are they learning and working hard, but man, they are loving school. They're loving their classrooms, and it's just pure joy coming out of that little girl's face. And to me, that right there is happy classrooms.
God, that is happy. I'm like tearing up.
Look at her. I mean,
yes, I know. And see, that's like fun gingerbread house decorating. Like share that. Look at that picture. That's amazing.
And at the end of the day, that's what we want. That's what we want for our kids. We want them to have that moment of just pure joy and happiness. And so if nothing else that we've said tonight hasn't inspired you to join Happy Classrooms, this little girl, this is your reason to share Happy Classrooms and join our mission.
Perfect. I love that. Seriously, I love that. Her face is like priceless.
Oh, amazing.
All right. Are there any other questions in the chat? Or are we good?
Let me look.
Okay, I'll check out our hashtag too. There's been a few people using hashtag Happy Classrooms since we started. That's cool. When your kids make you smile because they did what you asked, but not what you meant.
I love it.
That is so good. I don't know if you'll be able to see it. It says write numbers 1 through 20. That's 20.
Oh my God, I love that. That is epic.
That is a really good one.
Perfect.
That was like 3 minutes ago. Someone tweeted that one.
Yeah. No more questions.
Hey.
Somebody said, "Do you approve their post?" Chad from Male Kindergarten teacher asked if you approve their posts.
That's a question I get all the time. So my thing is like if it's readable by someone who's not a teacher, then it's fine because teachers can translate anything, but not everyone who follows this is a teacher. So if it's readable, then they're good. I look at the post before they push post or share or tweet, but not a lot gets changed unless it's like you can't read it what it says. But so they're not all perfect for sure. They're not all like perfect spelling, but that's okay. Like I always say that suddenly when kids are writing like on social media, their writing becomes like really authentic and more real and better because they're not just writing it for you. Like your kids will do your worst writing ever if it's just going for you, like as a teacher. So they're not all perfect, but they're good. It's good. Yeah, that's a good question.
Well, and I'll say this real quick, Chad. So I was inspired by Kayla. So now we just started today. My class now has a class Instagram account.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and so today I had my Instagrammer of the day, and so she took some pictures, and we posted them. And we're on Instagram. It's Mr. Greg's Mustaches, just all one word.
Finding you right now.
Mr. Greg's Mustaches. So because it's kindergarten, I'm doing it a little bit differently. So the Instagrammer of the day is taking the pictures, nice. And then we're sitting down together and posting them, and they're telling me what they want to say, and then I'm typing it. Probably as the year goes on, I can probably give that up and let them do some of the typing. But for now, they take the pictures and they tell me, and whatever they say is exactly what I'm typing. So we're really excited to be that to have our class Instagram account. And the kids, when I talked about it today, they loved it. They're so excited.
Okay.
And they're all wanting to
share one from your classroom. I'm following you now.
Yes.
Is it Danny?
It's Danny.
Danny is wearing red shoes. His name starts with D. He is bad words. Hashtag Happy Classrooms.
That's Happy Classrooms.
That is.
So we're going to wrap it up. So again, just everybody get on board. Start posting positive things from your classroom, from your school. Use the hashtag Happy Classrooms. And seriously, let's make this explode. Let's get it trending, and let's really change the conversation and take over the conversation about education.
Yeah. And thank you guys for everybody that tuned in live, or for all of you that are watching it later on YouTube. We appreciate it. We appreciate you sharing the hashtag. We appreciate all the love that you've been giving it on social media. We can't do it by ourselves. We need you with us, and we notice it, and it doesn't go unrecognized. And just thank you so much. Thanks for watching, and thanks for joining our mission.
Thanks everybody. And again, remember, we're all in this together. We have to take care of each other, and we have to have each other's backs, and it's all about Happy Classrooms.
Whoop, whoop.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks,
bye.
Guys.